All right, everybody, it's Friday, doing the videos ahead of schedule, so we should be good to go. Couple reminders. Next Friday are when grades are due. That means that we have a test next Wednesday, so be very prepared for that. Test next Wednesday. It's an open on Wednesday, close Thursday night, so I could put on the grades all day on Friday. Today's a very straightforward day. Just watch the video, do your quiz, do the discussion, and make up any work that you need to make up. Please, everybody help me out. Contact your friends. Make sure that they are doing their work. Something, again, it's going to be a constant reminder. If you don't do your work, you don't pass ninth grade. You don't get algebra done. You don't get to graduate. All this crazy stuff. I know we're in the pandemic, so we're trying to be as lenient as possible. But at the same time, you guys need to keep learning. Let's move on with this last day of domain and range. To mimic the quiz, let's just make sure we still know how to look at graphs, okay? So let's say I have an open circle right there, closed circle over here, and it's a exponential function. Is this continuous or discrete? Hopefully you know that from the two words we've already talked about, this is a connected line. So this is a continuous function. Continuous. So here I know I'm going to be using my less than for an open circle. Let's do it backwards, sorry. Open circle means less than. Closed circle means less or equal to. Okay. From there, we're going to do the domain and the range. Domain, range. Don't forget, if you forgot what domain and range is, it's the Dr. XY. Dr. XY. So I know for domain, I'm going to be looking at the x-axis. Let's do that in blue. Let's do some highlighting also. So glad I got my Promethean board back. Anyways, so for domain, I'm looking at the x-axis. So let me look at the numbers right here on the x. Starting with my open circle, that's at -3. Looking at this closed circle, looking at -4. Because I'm on the x-axis for domain. And then we put in the beautiful numbers. Starting from left to right, we got -3. This is an open circle. That means I'm using less than. In the domain, so we put x, close circle, less than equal to, and it's with a +4. Oops, ugly 4. That's my domain. Let's do some range. Let's use a different color that I've never used. Let's use this one. And we'll use a different highlighter. That color. All right. So for the range, now we're looking at the y-axis, wherever these points are touching the y. Starting from bottom to top, right here, this bottom has a -2. Top is a 4. All right. Let's write it out. So our range, remember we're in the y. Starting at the bottom is -2. This was an open circle, so I need to make sure I use less than. In the y for range, close circle up top, less than equal to from the little side note, and it's at a 4. Boom. Domain and range, very straightforward. That's if we have 2 points. Let's do something else. Let's make it interesting. Use black. Okay. So let's say I have open circle, and then I have an exponential function, but it has an arrow. This is still a continuous function. But remember, for an arrow, I only need one symbol, okay? So open circle, less than, close circle, oops, close circle, less equal to, okay? So for an arrow, I just need one thing, okay? For an arrow, that means I need just my domain, my range. We start the sentence with y. We put the symbol and then the number that it's going according with, okay? So let's look at the domain. Domain, we're in the X, so I know I'm going to do the X-axis. So this one, X, is right here, -2. So in reference to the X-axis, and this is where I want us to pay very close attention and check out what I'm going to do, because I know on my board at home I couldn't really show you guys, but in dealing with this arrow, I'm going to erase, oops, I'm going to erase my Y-axis so I don't get distracted with it. So I just have the X. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so I erased it. Now, if I'm looking at this arrow, I know it's going up. I know. But in reference to the X-axis, is this going to go more towards the positive or to the negative? Ask yourself that. It's going towards the positive, so that means that the numbers are getting bigger. That means it's greater than. So I have to put a greater than symbol. And because it's open, I need to make sure I do the correct symbol. I know it's a lot of stuff I have to do here. A greater than symbol. So X is greater than, what's the number? -2. Boom. There we go. And then we do the range real quick. So now I get to erase all the beautiful stuff. Cool. Telling you, I missed this board, ladies and gentlemen. I missed the board. Okay, so now we look at the range, which is my y-axis. Boom, -4. And again, you can do the same thing. Let's erase the x-axis. I'm pretty sure you guys can already see what the answer is anyways. Let's erase this x-axis so I don't get confused with the numbers. Are my numbers growing or getting smaller? They're getting bigger, so I get to say, you know what, Mr. Ramirez, this looks like a greater than symbol as well. I'm going to say, great job. And that's it. Cool. Excellent. Now, for your quiz, you're going to have a different thing, and I already put a hint on it, so let me show you what I want you to do. On the hint, it says go to Desmos. So on your Chromebook, laptop, on your phone, you're going to go to desmos.com. How do I spell that? DESMOS.com. You click that. Right here, right away, it should say graphing calculator. You click that. And whatever equation you get in your quiz, you're going to put it on here and then decide what's happening. So let's do an example. They're going to give you y. Shoot, I don't like it. Forgot. Sorry. Apologies. There's a calculator right here in the corner. Click that one. I'm going to take away this. Okay, so we got y. Mine's going to keep doing it, so you keep doing your own thing. Y equals, let's do 1 over 2 x squared. Oh, shoot, sorry. I'm telling you, it's a little tedious. You have to practice. Does this go back? Oh my gosh. Sorry. I'm putting the x next to the fraction, not on the bottom, so be careful. X square. And then we're going to do -5. Okay. So this is just an example, something similar to your quiz. So we have a function, it's called a quadratic, right? I need to determine what the domain and the range is. Now there's an issue when we graph lines like this. There's no stoppage. There's nothing stopping it. So right here we should make the inference that these are arrows. So I'm going to draw two big beautiful arrows because Mr. Ramirez says so. He says, all right, I'm always going to draw the arrows because my problem is not telling me to stop it. Can you tell a function to stop? You can actually, but we're not going to learn that here. So we have two big beautiful arrows. Now, we decide what is the domain, what is the range. So domain is my x-axis. So if you want to put a little x, you can. Looking at my x-axis, let's get rid of this y. So just looking at these x numbers, I have two arrows. Are my arrows stopping? Can I say anywhere on my X, can I stop them if they're going like this forever and ever? They're just going straight across. Can I stop those? You can't. So since they're going to be touching every single X value number, we need to remember that it's all real numbers. That means it's touching every single number to infinity and beyond. So it's always going to be touching everything. Okay? Now for the range, this is going to be the tricky part, ladies and gentlemen. Not super tricky, but tricky enough. Uh-oh. What happened? Don't tell me. Oh, man. Okay, let me see if I remember what happened. It's okay, it's okay. X. This is my Y. We said domain was all real numbers, sorry. And my range is my Y-axis, so that's weird. Let's make sure we got this. I'm going to erase my X-axis real quick. Zoom, 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 zoom. All right. Now for my Y, I can make a statement. And since it has arrows, I should always start my sentence with Y. And then we determine where on the Y do I know it's stopping or starting. If we look from the bottom to the top, bottom of the function is right here. It is a closed circle in between -4 and -6. That's -5. And where are these arrows going? They're going up. So am I going to be using less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to? Now remember, this is a closed circle because there's no opening there. It's just a line. And it's going up, so you should say, okay, I'm going to use greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to, and then -5. And that's it. So we went over 2 questions just as a refresher and something that's going to be on your quiz. So make sure you try your best. Don't forget to do all your work. Make sure you go back through each day. There's a lot of work already. Catch up as much as possible. Hey, if you need help or you need time, tutoring hours at 1:30. I know none of us wake up at 7:15, but if you do, I'm there at 7:15 also. 1:30, and if you're barely getting on and you need more time, just let me know. We're closing in the first quarter as fast as you can see it, so be very careful and good luck. Have a great weekend.